Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Hustle and Hoops podcast. We got all four of us back together again. Post draft, we recapped the Pistons a little bit, but now we're here to talk the rest of the league. We'll start with the member who is not here, and you can give us a little Pistons thoughts because you weren't there. JD, how you doing today?
What's going on, everybody? We're back. It was a great draft night. I couldn't make it to the post-draft night live, but just know I wanted to, everybody. I really wanted to.
Too much excitement over the Pistons draft picks.
There's a lot of excitement.
Yeah,
we
Jack,
love to see it.
How's the West Coast?
Another sunny day out here in the desert.
Nice.
It is well over 100 degrees, but I'm good, man. I'm excited for free agency in a couple days here. I'm actually coming home this weekend, so if you guys want to link, I'll be home for a couple nights.
First we're hearing of it. No,
Who knew?
Had to break the news.
On the
But
pod.
Breaking news.
The reason I brought it up is because my flight takes off the minute free agency starts.
Oh,
So that's interesting.
it's gonna be like you.
I'm gonna have to buy the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Have to be buying the Wi-Fi.
Okay. And Dove, welcome back to you as well. Even though you were here last time, how's it going?
I'm chilling. I'm ready to get into it. There's a lot to cover.
All right, perfect. So let's just get right into it. There were obviously 58 selections on draft night, a couple forfeited picks, and we'll get into maybe not every single draft pick, but a lot of the significant ones. But the more significant development and the thing people are looking for on draft night are those draft night trades and what goes along with them, the implications they have on future drafts and this draft as well. So there were a decent amount of trades, the biggest one being the Knicks and the Pistons and the Hornets 3-team deal sent Kemba to Detroit to be waived and Jalen Duren. But there are also other under the radar trades. And I'd love to hear, Jack, I'm pretty sure you do have a trade picked out that you think might have gone a little bit under the radar. You want to give some thoughts on?
I just kind of picked a random trade, but the pick was DeAnthony Melton to the 76ers for Danny Green and number
23, I think.
That sounds about right.
2023 pick. Second round pick.
No, it was no.
No.
It was not.
Huh?
It was a
It
current
was a
first
it was
rounder.
a current first round.
It was the
It was a-
23rd
wow.
pick where the
Wow.
It was
Grizzlies
a pick
selected
in
David
this
Roddy.
draft.
David Roddy, you're right. Wow.
Yep. So
Big body.
we know the guy,
Idiot.
don't know the number. But the reason I say this is because during the playoffs, I talked about how the 76ers bench is terrible, awful, disgusting. And Danny Green was starting at that point. But
You got to remember, Danny Green's going to be out for the entire season, pretty much torn ACL.
That's true.
In the last
That's
game of
true.
the playoffs.
That's big. I totally forgot about that. I'm not going to lie. But this gives them depth. He's not great, but he's very good. So that's the trade that I picked up.
Yeah, I mean they're in win now mode. The 23rd overall pick was not going to play for them, so you may as well get someone like D'Anthony Melton who can just slide right into that Danny Green spot and on the bench, maybe in the starting lineup. Anyone else have anything to say on that trade, Dove or Jacob?
I mean,
You touch the bases.
Yeah, quickly,
Yeah.
you guys said everything, but I mean, I'm kind of surprised they got a first-round pick out of that. But I
Yeah,
mean,
D'Anthony
shouts
Melton
out
with
to
first
him.
round pick value when
Yeah, like,
Christian
more-
Wood was barely getting that as well. So
more power to them. Some
True.
GMs kind of make me question everything. So
Sam, this is a Daryl Morey move. He knows what he's doing.
yeah, well, I guess so.
It's a good move. It's a good move. I mean, as a three guard rotation, that's definitely up there in the league. You guys covered it. I don't really have much else to say on that one.
All right, so why don't you take us out through a different trade that maybe did not catch the eye of some people?
I'm gonna flip it. I'm actually gonna do
Oh.
it the other way around. I'm gonna do a trade that people might not be seeing it as bad as it was. Cavs Why did you draft Evan Mobley's brother? You
Second round pick.
literally watched him last year bloom as an offensive and defensive star, primarily offensive star at USC after coming out of his brother's not being under his brother's shadow anymore. And now you say, oh, let's put him right back where he was before, where he was struggling to be who he, could be at his fullest potential. I
Shouts
just,
out Isaiah Mobley.
I know you only
He's
gave
barely
up
gonna
cash
play.
and draft
He's
rights.
not
I
gonna
know he's
play.
barely
He's
going to
not
play.
gonna play. He's
I
not
know
gonna
he
He
was
might
a
not
late
even make the
second.
roster.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, Cavaliers, outside of nepotism, why did you do this move?
Nepotism. Evan Mobley said you should draft. He worked out for them. He must have impressed them enough. Obviously, it helps to have your brother be the best player on the team. But to say Isaiah Mobley, like you said, Isaiah Mobley blossomed when he was not in his shadow anymore at USC. You said that. And
Yes.
he's not going to be an immediate rotation player. The Cavs are an interesting team because they have a lot of guys who are just like, yeah, they're NBA players, but like not a lot of guys where it's like they're all stars. But I guess they did have two.
Give an
all-stars this
example.
year.
Please give me an example. I
Chetty
wanna know.
Osman,
That's
Chetty's good. Chetty's
Isaac
good.
Okoro,
When he was with LeBron, Chetty was good.
Windler.
Windler.
Who else did they have? Rondo at this point in his career.
Oh, okay. That's
Like-
just bullying at this point. That's kicking a man while he's down. But all right. I don't know.
There's
Old.
who?
Kicking a man while he's old. Is that
Yeah,
what,
exactly.
that's
Ageism.
what that would be?
What's that
Ageism.
other guy's name?
I was a little bit surprised to hear that you're bashing the Isaiah Mobley pick for being a second round pick.
I think that
Lamar
I really,
Stevens.
Yeah, NBA player.
Lamar
Stevens. Definition of NBA player.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah, I watched him play. In
I'm
person.
not bashing
But
the
Doug,
pick. It's a good
it was
pick.
dope.
I'm just
Definition of NBA play. That's good.
I'm not bashing the pick. I'm bashing the Cavs for thinking that this is like, I don't know. I just think it's a stupid thing to
Who's
do.
available? Like you
why
saw
is
who
the
went after
second
him.
round pick. It's not that
I
big of a
know. It's
deal.
just
Like
I'm
should
just saying.
You
I'm
saw
just
who
saying.
went after him. Would you have
He
preferred?
could have gone to a team
He went
that would have
49th
at
overall.
least. We've seen crazier. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
They took
That's
a
it.
shot on him. And
49.
We'll see if it works out.
I'm
There
just
was
saying.
nobody else there.
JD, you got any
Not
trades
saying it was a bad
that you
pick.
want to talk
Goddamn.
about?
Yeah, I quickly want
Traded for it
talk about the
again. They
Mobley.
traded for it.
Your turn
Jesus
is up.
Christ.
Yeah, I just want to say, I
Damn.
think when you have Evan Mobley on your team, who you know will be there for a long time, you want to make him feel as comfortable as possible. So he's only in his second year, and getting his brother with him, who can room with him in every hotel room. They're always going to be together at practice, at games, all that stuff. That's going to help Mobley and his morale. Not,
Morale pick.
I mean, I don't really think they give a shit
Possibly.
about Isaiah, and if he blooms, like, yeah, that would be sick if they could be together, but like they really are focused on Evan.
And that's my
So-
point. How the fuck is that good for
But every
any-
team, every
anybody?
team
That's good
is
for
a
Evan.
13th,
Good for
14th,
anybody.
15th
It's good for
man.
Evan.
Every
Yeah.
team has 13th, 14th, 15th men.
I know, but if Duve is
Exactly.
saying, why do they need him? They'll just get rid of him. Why do they care about him? Then what is
What other
Evan-
options did they have? You're
No,
acting
they
like
traded
you're acting
for
like they
him.
passed.
You're
Whatever.
Doug.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
All right. For mine, I'm gonna put out a trade
They traded
that-
cash for him.
will
No,
lead into Shub talking about it because it's a Nugget trade.
Okay.
So it's the JaMychal Green for Peyton Watson with the Nuggets sending a 2027 first round pick protected while receiving 2 future second rounders. So what's interesting about this trade is Peyton Watson played 12 minutes of collegiate ball, but his high school highlights are unreal. He is just crazy lengthy. He knows how to defend. He can shoot. And I think it's really interesting because the Nuggets have always had an eye for catching talent. So the fact that they traded for this guy and went on a limb and drafted him, I think that says a lot. And from like a pure basketball perspective, it doesn't make a total lot of sense, but I think when you're behind the scenes for the Nuggets, they definitely see something we don't. So I think it might turn out to be really good. I am a Peyton Watson fan right now, and I hope he does well. So I think
Say
it's
the
really
trade again.
interesting now. So it was Nuggets sending JaMychal Green and a 2027 first round pick protected
Okay,
for the 30th pick and 2 future second round picks.
cool.
So
So I think it's worth it. But now off the shoe.
yeah, so I'll talk about this trade a little bit. No, like this is what it says on the sheet. It says they did that, and the trade was officially announced on draft day. But we've known this trade was happening for about 2 weeks before the draft. It was like the Nuggets reporters and Woj and Sham said this trade was happening. So you can't really look at it as them trading for Peyton Watson because they traded for the 30th overall pick 2 weeks ago. And obviously Peyton Watson was probably going to be there at 30. And if like that was who they had in mind when they made that trade, okay. But in the big picture, you got to unload JaMychal Green's $8 million salary while swapping first round picks, essentially doing a first round pick swap where like you're at worst trading back like 8 spots, probably. Like this is 2 years in the future. Like the Nuggets are going to be a playoff team in 2 years. They're going to have Joker and Jamal Murray. Like it is the 30th overall pick. It's one of the last first round. It is the last first round pick. Or yeah, it is the last first round pick. But you got to get rid of JaMychal Green's salary, pick up 2 second round picks, and keep a first round pick in the process. So the trade itself was a W no matter what, because it sets them up for future moves. In terms of Peyton Watson, you look at his raw physicality and his ability to be athletic, and you see the potential and you understand the potential. And I think, like you said, with the Nuggets' eye for talent, a lot of that came with Tim Conley, who just left the Nuggets for the Minnesota Timberwolves, who some people would say had a very solid draft. They were very active for sure. So this is going to be a real test of the new general manager, Calvin Booth, to see if he has the same eye as Tim Conley did. And I think in terms of Peyton Watson, I don't think he's going to really touch the floor much. I think the Nuggets just got a G League team this past year, and they had really good, I wouldn't say like good, but they had solid player development. Jason Terry was the coach. Sauce Castillo got signed out of there. Matt Ryan got signed out of there. A few players got signed out of the new Nuggets G League team, the Motor City Gold or something, or not the Grand Rapids Gold.
Grand Rapids Gold,
They took Detroit's old team.
I believe Marcus Howard was also on that team.
Yeah, so I think he'll spend a lot of time with the Grand
Isaiah
Rapids
Thomas
Gold.
made an appearance.
He did make an appearance. I think they'll spend a lot of time there. So I think the trade was a W. In terms of Peyton Watson, question mark. And he's going to have time to develop. That's the beauty of being drafted to a good team. You get time to develop.
I think he's a W. You're just going to have to see.
Yeah.
Great trade.
I mean,
I
you
like
can
him
see I'm
too.
positive. I got one
think-
trade I want to talk, unless you got something to say, Dove. I got one trade I want to talk
I just
about.
think any contending team trading into the first round for not much, especially in an expiring, bad contract, is always
They don't have Faku anymore. They needed.
Yeah. Oh, and this offseason is going to be busy. This is the first of many moves. But let me find this move. I want to get the exact trade. The Lakers trading into the second round to draft Max Christie. They all it took to get the number 35 overall pick was a 2028 second round pick, highest from the Lakers or the Wizards, which I don't think either of those are going to be higher than 35. So, and cash. So you essentially traded up for cash. So, and if the Lakers traded up knowing Max Christie did not have a higher than 35 pick. He did not fall to 35. I love Max Christie, but he did not fall to 35. They traded that pick probably thinking we're going to get Max Christie at 35, right? I'm excited to see what he does. They have not had success with young talent in recent years in the LeBron era, but maybe Max Christie can be the difference.
THT.
What about, you're saying with their talent?
I
Chaundi?
don't see Max Christie he should have stayed one more year. I will stick by
yeah, 100%.
that. But I think the Christie move was bold out of the Lakers. However, this could be a very good system for Christie. He, I doubt he'll play though. Like I just doubt it. I think he'll
Yeah.
just be a G League guy, like a Mac McClung. Like it
Facts.
just doesn't make that much
You can't
sense
compare
for.
him to Mac McClung though. 'Cause
Well,
Mac
no, I'm just
McClung was
saying, like-
undrafted. They traded up to get him. They traded
Yeah, but
into the draft. They
Christie
weren't supposed to make a
shouldn't-
draft.
He shouldn't have ever been there. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he
that's
shouldn't have.
He's gonna need time, is what you're saying.
He's gonna need
He's
at
a long-term
least like
investment.
half a season to just get like NBA ready. I'd say.
Yeah.
There's no way he's polished enough, and that's out of respect for him.
Dove looks like he wants to shit on either Max Christie or the Lakers so badly right now.
Both.
Both, but not intentionally shitting on Max Christie. Like it's more just like I just don't know if it will matter. I mean, do you really see the Lakers making any moves to reposition
Well, they're
themselves
just
as
stuck.
the top of the Western That's what I'm saying. They're stuck
Top is
financially and
top, like regular season
That's
top
the goal.
doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
no, I
look
mean-
at the
I mean-
Utah Jazz.
okay, good point. Sorry, not top of the Western Conference. Winning a championship again.
Yeah.
Winning a championship again. Do you think this team can legitimately win a championship again? And that's why it's like I just
Hot take.
I don't think
I
it's
do.
that hot of a take. I don't think it is. I think there's a
Yeah.
way to do it. I don't know how, but a very competent GM, which I'm
Be healthy.
Shub is just trying to grind
get
gears
AD
right
on
now.
get AD on that one Billy treatment.
Let AD touch
the
a
one-
basketball.
Gosh.
Okay.
Shub's on one today.
Yeah,
It's
facts.
usually Doug on one, but Shub's on one today.
I enjoy it.
LeBron James.
I'm enjoying it. LeBron James.
Year 20. It's year 20.
Hashtag just a kid from Akron. Hashtag strive for greatness.
Hashtag washed king.
Hashtag let's choke.
Let's move on.
But he's the
Let's
goat.
next. I think we should start. Shub, you mind if I drive the boat?
I guess so.
That's not your job.
All right. Well, I will. Because I
Said you
got the
quit.
notes.
You're only doing because I said you could.
Because I got the notes. I'll just leave. All right. So go team by team ish, because obviously some teams did not really do much, or even if they did, it was like Lakers. Atlanta Hawks, you know, I'm just curious. Do you guys actually want to do anything?
they're
Because we've
getting
been
DeJounte Murray.
hearing that you'll get DeJounte Murray, you'll trade John Collins, you'll trade Clint Capella, you'll trade Bogdanovich, you'll trade Gallinari, you'll trade Hunter, you'll trade Herter.
DeJounte Murray.
I-
They said they trade for him.
I
DeJounte Murray without
respect,
giving up John Collins.
I respect the AJ Griffin.
Nah, they
pick,
got to
but
give
you're
up
n-
John Collins.
You're not
That's the latest rumor.
getting. You're not getting DeJounte Murray.
Yeah, I
three
actually
firsts
just-
and Gallo.
Yeah, I just saw that on Twitter. They were
Yeah.
saying Gallo and some firsts. 3 firsts is a lot for him.
It's the Drew package. They want the Drew package. That's it.
Yeah.
They want
an
nothing else. And
all-star
obviously,
Drew package was 2 firsts and 2 swaps.
if we get to the
So they
trade
could do that
deadline
too.
and they haven't been offered that could go down. But for now,
I would enjoy that.
Drew package.
And AJ
Enjoy
Griffin.
what? Him at the 3?
Who,
DeJounte?
DeJounte?
Yeah, but DeJounte would have to play like the 3.
2. The
This-
2.
You want Bogey at the 2 or 3? Or you want Hunter starting
Yeah.
at the 3? You want to keep bringing Bogey off the bench and put Trey? Like I'm just saying, like you pick AJ Griffin, which is a great pick,
Would be some
but
nice depth.
outside of that, which you keep doing year after year, you keep picking excellent wings and guards, and then you don't do shit.
Well, how about this?
We've been saying that.
How about this?
You built your team.
Listen to this. Trey, DeJounte, DeAndre Hunter, AJ Griffin, Clint Capella with
AJ Griffin's 6'6". He's not a 4. He's
So
not a
DeAndre
4.
Horns is a 4.
AJ Griffin is a
DeAndre Hunter
2.
can play 4.
AJ Griffin's a
Then
2.
Where's
put
John Collins?
DeAndre
in this?
Hunter at
I
the
don't think that
four.
if they're not
Maybe
trading
it-
John
He gets
Collins,
traded. Oh,
That's what
wait,
I'm
if they
trying-
keep
that's-
John Collins. Then
That's what I'm
it's-
trying to tell you is the Atlanta
no,
Hawks.
then it's a
This doesn't
simple
make
starting lineup.
sense.
It's a simple.
That's
If
all I
they
gotta
don't
say.
trade John Collins, it's a simple starting lineup of DeJounte Murray, Trey Young, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, Clint Capella.
But they're not getting.
And then their bench is lit.
Yeah, but they'll still be a 7 seed, 8 seed.
Yeah.
Playing
Um,
tournament.
But like, I feel like I'm not like trying to throw shots or throw shade, but like, I feel like Dove has a stigma of like you can only have one primary ball handler on the court at once. Like
Huh?
a guy who's ball
No, no,
dominant.
no,
You
no,
can't
no,
have
no,
two
no, no.
ball dominant guys on the floor at the same time.
I'm saying if I no, that's not what I was saying.
No, I'm not saying that
the
for this
DeJounte
specifically, like-
criticism was definitely
But like you've said that about teams.
partially because I don't whatever. That might be a good point. I have to look into that.
That you have a stigma about that.
Maybe I do. I don't know because I'm thinking about it.
You
now a
almost
little
didn't
bit,
want the
but
Pistons to draft Jaden Ivey because of that reason.
you're right. That is partially why I didn't want. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's fair. It's fair. But at the end of the day, my main point is that the Hawks keep doing the same thing over and over and over again each offseason, expecting something to change. And we saw what's going to end up happening is they're going to have to start trading away young pieces for nothing, like Cam, because they're going to have to go and re-sign people.
We have been talking about that way before we've had a podcast.
I know. And now we're seeing what's happening is we're seeing the picks starting to get worse. We're seeing the talent and the output starting to get worse, not just in the regular season, but now that they're making the postseason, it's anyways.
Yeah, they're trying to make it work now. It's not.
Is it out of your system, Doug?
Mhm.
All right, we're good then.
We can move on to
We can move on.
the Celtics. We don't have to touch on for long. JD
JD
Davison.
Davidson.
Anyone big fans or
I think
Not
he's
big
good.
fans.
46th overall pick or whatever. It's a good pick.
Yeah, I think
We're
he's
just-
good.
we're just doing quick hits. Hornets, big moves. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm really curious if any of you guys know any Hornets fans because I want to know how they're doing.
I've been a
What?
big Hornets.
All I know
supporter.
is the Detroit Pistons fleeced them.
Least you
Yes.
traded away a lottery pick for. Oh
That
well,
was
okay,
The Knicks
not
fleeced them.
fleeced necessarily because they did get first next year, 2 seconds the year after, or that year, next year, and then 1 second the year after. So like it's a decent amount of picks for just a 14th overall pick or whatever, but still, or 13th, but
Did
still
the Hornets
One-
end up with any
okay.
first round picks?
one.
Yeah,
just one.
Mark
Who did they-
Williams.
They got
Oh, Mark
I
Williams.
love
That's
Mark
what I was
Williams.
saying.
Mark Williams is a beast.
I
Mark
like
Williams is a-
Jalen Duren over Mark Williams though.
But
Don't
the
get that twisted.
Agreed,
Oh.
but I think the
Mhm.
defensive emphasis that Mark Williams has had in his college career is like compared to Jalen Duren, where it's not like Jalen Duren is not a good defensive player. That's not what I'm saying. But you see Mark Williams, you see athletic shot blocker. Am I wrong?
I mean, a role for an athletic shot blocker just opened up in Charlotte.
I just see another
Exactly.
Vernon Carey
Montrezl
mishap
Harrell.
like they just
Oh,
had.
that's not what I was. Okay. And then Josh
They
Minot. I
just
don't know
had.
if anyone,
Fuck
Who?
that, who cares?
Josh Minot, Minot.
Mendozer.
All right, one that I like, the Bulls getting Dalen Terry. Anyone big
Yeah,
fan
I
of
like
I
that.
didn't,
Kevin
even, I
Garnett?
didn't even realize the Bulls made a pick, to be honest with you.
Mm.
I didn't even pay attention to the Bulls at all.
We'll see. You know what? Quick cut. We were all watching the ESPN live, right? We were all watching that broadcast.
Not like
Yes.
every single.
Not every
Like,
single
but
second,
yeah.
obviously, because it was boring as shit. But we were all watching the same broadcast. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So
Malik
You guys-
Andrews threw.
What?
out of all of them, I think she did the best. Just saying. Maybe
That's a perk.
Nah, it was Jay Williams. Who was that?
Jay
fucking-
Billis.
Jay
is-
Billis.
Jay
Jay
Billis
Billis
is-
is the man.
He was holding down the fort.
Jay Billis is
so we
actually
disagree
knows
on that.
shit.
As
Jay Billis
soon
actually
as the
knows shit
camera
about the
comes on,
prospects.
it's like, oh, it's Kendrick Perkins.
Well, okay, so it's actually interesting. They talked about it a
Oh,
little
it's
bit.
Kendrick
Good
Perkins.
But
humor.
Like, he's the first-
outside of the issues with that, the fact that we weren't getting trades reported and we were getting picks reported to us before Adam Silver was walking on the podium and announcing them, the fact that Woj was doing a whole nother show that's a premium ESPN Live Plus or whatever their streaming
Hashtag fire Woj.
services. Come on, like,
facts.
can
Bullshit.
you just give us the draft, please, how it's intended, where 1 through 60, 1 through 58, whatever, is announced when it's supposed to be announced and how it's supposed to be announced, and a trade is announced how it's supposed to be announced, instead of literally NBA.com, their own website, the website of this league that we're talking about, can't even get their own picks in their trades correct when they're reporting them. They don't even know the picks that are being traded. And when you're watching ESPN, you can literally go on Twitter and see all the correct picks. But if you're watching ESPN, oh no, you see picks to be determined or picks unknown.
The worst part of the entire draft is that I'm sitting there wholeheartedly expecting Jabari Smith to be the name that Adam Silver announces. And fucking Woj comes on my screen and tells me
They're
Oh,
zeroing
yeah.
in.
they're going to pick Paolo Banchero. Like,
No, if I had to bet, I would not say. I bet he did not say the words. The Orlando Magic will select Paolo Banchero number one,
exactly. He did it.
but he knows what he's doing by saying some bullshit that it would be hard to pass up on him.
And all I said, all that went through my mind was, why the fuck did he just tell me that? Not, holy shit, Paolo Banchero just went 1. If Adam Silver came on and goes, with the first pick in the NBA draft, the Orlando Magic select Paolo Banchero, I would have been like, what the fuck? I would have gone like, because I was fully like, obviously we were all expecting Jabari to
Anthony
go
Bennett, you know the
until
2K.
yeah.
Whoa!
When you dropped
just-
200 points in the classic
It's
before.
David Stern announcing the first overall pick. It's Anthony Bennett. Whoa! And then you just hear
That's good.
That's my favorite 2K.
Yeah, but Woj fucked up. Woj ruined the draft.
I will quickly say this. We don't have to talk about draft night too much more. Or other than the trades and stuff. Not the actual night in the broadcast, but
Yeah.
I was surprised and I heard the Palo without knowing, and I did do the holy shit reaction. So I'm sorry you did not get to do that, Mindy.
You turned it
Yeah.
on late.
I didn't get that either.
You
Some
all
bullshit.
could have lived.
I didn't turn it on
vicariously
late.
through me.
I just saw
No,
Woj come on
Duke
my
did.
screen.
Duke did.
Oh, that's lit. Okay.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for
I
Yeah,
had
good
no
for you. Good for
Woj.
you. Good for you.
you.
Speaking of Paolo Banchero, Banchero,
Yeah.
is it
It's not
Banchero?
Pancheros.
No free promo.
Free promo.
What do we think of Orlando's draft night getting snagging who I was saying would be the best number 1 pick overall talent?
Oh, right. Musa.
No, they got Caleb Houston.
Oh, Caleb. My bad. Wrong terrible Michigan player left early.
Wow.
Caleb, yes,
Moose is the
Caleb.
one who should have.
What do you think about Paolo
Yeah.
and Caleb as Orlando's draft class coming in?
Doesn't matter. They drafted
like
with
it.
other picks. Paulo will slide in perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Orlando could be a surprise team. Maybe
I
him as
hate
far-
Wendell Carter.
Keep him as far away from Jonathan Isaac as possible.
like I don't know what Jonathan Isaac's gonna be doing,
Please.
but like
It-
Jalen
I-
Suggs like improved throughout the season. Cole Anthony has improved a lot
He's
over
good.
the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And Markel Fultz is going to be healthy. RJ Hampton's a solid guard. Like he's underrated as a backup guard.
Gary.
Gary Harris is gone.
Oh,
Uh,
my bad.
There's someone else.
Franz.
Yeah, Franz. Yeah, Franz. And then like their big men, Wendell Carter and not John, Mo Bamba.
Restricted free
Mo
agent.
Bamba had an underrated season
Mo
last year.
Wagner.
Mo Bamba gave up number
Mo
5
Wagner.
to Paolo Panchero.
Ignis Brazdeikis is there.
Iggy.
He
John
might be
Teskey.
gone.
yeah,
Teski's
they
on
had
the G.
That's-
Teskey. He was on the G League.
They just stay having Michigan players. It's just kind of an
And, like,
Orlando thing.
They love us down
I
there.
don't want this to be true, but Orlando could be better than the Pistons this year.
I don't see it.
Wow, I don't see that.
I don't see it.
And if we meet in the play-in
Clip it.
tournament, we cook them.
We are cooking them.
Clip it.
Cade is dropping 50.
I'm just saying.
On
I really
fucking
like
Cole
it.
Anthony.
I really like
Man said
this.
clip it.
I think putting
Well, you-
Oh, we
Paolo,
will clip it.
Then-
I think putting
remember.
No
Paolo,
faith.
Franz,
We will
Set it
clip
to the
and-
memory.
and those dynamic guards that they have, they got a very, very interesting thing. There's just so many fun young teams in the league right now.
OKC.
League pass is going to be a necessity this upcoming year.
Stream East.
What's crazy is
Whoa.
I always buy the MLB
No.
League Pass,
'cause
we're
it's
on
cheap.
League Pass.
We
Sorry,
are
League
on League
Pass.
Pass. If
We're
y'all
on
aren't
League
on League Pass, I will walk to your apartments and slap you.
We are all on League Pass.
Turn his camera off.
So someone's got to win some bets and give me the money for League Pass. That's how I'm paid. That's how it's gonna get paid for.
All right, Shub. We'll skip around a little bit. Let's
League
hop on over
Pass.
to the Cavs, who we
League
talked a little about
Pass.
earlier, who snagged someone who
They got Oach.
They got Oach. They got Oach. I think it's a
Great
great
player.
pick.
I
Great,
fuck with
great pick for
Oach.
Cleveland. I think it's a little. I'm curious what
Not
the
just an NBA
dynamic.
player.
Curious what that dynamic will be between him and like Karis LeVert or Colin Sexton. I guess if they bring him back, depending on what the bench kind of lineup looks like.
What about Okoro? How's he doing? Is he still hurt?
Every now and again.
Yeah, but I mean,
Seems like he
I
always
think he's
is.
basically solidified when he's healthy. The three.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Khalifa Diop. We already talked about Isaiah Mobley, and then I don't know who Luke Travers. He sounds like a country singer, but
Sure.
him. Anyone really got much to say about the Cavs? I don't think
No.
they
I
did
said
anything
what I
out of
said
this
about them
world.
earlier.
Isaiah
The
Mobley.
Mavs trading into the draft. Like I said earlier, something that I want almost every contending team to do, because what can you do wrong with trading a future 2028 second or whatever with some cash for a possible, I don't know what Jaden Hardy could be, but that's, I think, the best part about him. He has been doing this for a decent amount of time, like playing professionally for a good bit, like 2 or 3 years, right, Duve?
Yeah, but I wanted to say this real fast before you
Shoot.
keep going on your run. I really like Jaden Hardy, and I would compare him to like a Cam Thomas in a way, but better. And like, I think Jaden Hardy is that guy, and we're gonna see it. He's been on the Ignite for a couple of years. I think he played
You play with the
with
comeback.
Jalen
kid?
Green. I don't know.
Good job.
Jesus.
What? Was it something I said?
Oh my! I just hope your mic didn't pick that up, but I'll keep going. Tossing it back to Doug. Jaden Hardy is that guy. Stamp of approval, and just wait. Luke is going to be finding him a lot.
Yeah, so that's kind of where that's where I was gonna lead it off to you guys next, is adding players like Jaden Hardy, who will be explosive off the bench for them, and Christian Wood, who realistically we don't know a lot about when you're putting him on a team with like a competent system. What do you guys, and I guess I'll pass this specifically to Mindy and Shub, what do you guys see coming out of this Mavericks team just with what we've seen them do so far in the offseason?
When he got picked, Jaden Hardy, I said, well, there goes their replacement for Brunson. So I think that kind of shows their intentions, that they're not looking to pay him what he wants and that he's probably going to walk. But, they improved. They didn't lose. It's hard to say they improved, but I think they did. They got Christian Wood, who's really good and some like at a position that they need. And Jaden Hardy, obviously, we don't know what's going to happen, but a lot of talent there, a lot of potential.
What was the full? Do we have the full Christian Wood trade? Is that in that document?
So
Yeah, it
Article?
is.
basically, it's confusing
Sterling
because
Brown,
things
Marquise
go
Chris,
things
Boban,
got
Trey
announced
Burke.
back and forth, but the Rockets end up with Ty Washington.
I just needed to know who was leaving Dallas for the most part.
Oh, okay.
Talk about Dallas.
So then
I-
Sterling Brown, Marquise Chris, Boban, and Trey Burke.
And they're bringing in Christian Wood only, correct? So Christian Wood's making what, 18 million? Does that sound right?
Ballpark, yeah.
Like obviously Jaden Hardy, he's played with G League Ignite. Like that's like as close to NBA level as you can get. This like Euro League might be a little bit closer, like it's depending on who you ask, but G League players end up making it to NBA. Look at Jordan Poole, like they are real players you play against. But Jaden Hardy was still a second round pick for a reason. He will not have an immediate impact with Dallas. And you look at Dallas, and we talk about how like they were just stuck with their roster with Kristaps Porzingis, and it wasn't working. And I just happened to look up Dallas's payroll for next season, and this shit's ridiculous. Luka's making 36 mil. Tim Hardaway Jr. is making 19 mil. Dinwiddie's
gone.
18.
Oh God.
Davis Bertans 16.
Wow.
Dorian Smith 12 and a half. Dwight Powell 12. Reggie Bullock 10. Maxi Kleber 9 and Frank Ntilikina 2. That without the Christian Wood contract, that's $140 million in contracts. Obviously, they can go over to sign Jalen Brunson if they want to keep him.
No chance.
But that's ridiculous for a pretty average supporting cast around Luka.
Bertans making 16 million.
And,
Well,
like,
yeah, I mean,
no
he
offense
made
to
that.
Jaden
That
Hardy,
was
but
the
Jaden Hardy's behind all those guys on the depth chart still. Pretty much everyone that I named, Jaden Hardy's behind them still.
well. That's why I agree with what you're saying about the immediate impact stuff. Like I don't think he's a sign that Jalen Brunson or the Mavs are giving up on Jalen Brunson. I think it's them saying we're worried that Jalen Brunson might get too much that we can't match because of what Shub is saying.
Yeah.
So here's some insurance just in case we trade in and we grab ourselves while he is a second round talent, maybe late first. He's still a elite, prospect that you can add to your team. That's all I'm saying. But,
That's fine. I wouldn't go as far to say elite.
Well, in the draft, prospect when it comes to late first,
He
early
could be a
second round
steal.
picks.
He could be a steal.
We're talking about
That's more of the word I would use.
whenever we
diamond
talk
in the
about
rough.
things, I feel like we all are in the same we're all on the same page when it comes to context. Like if I say that he's elite, I'm talking about as a late first, early second.
But if he averages 12 points per game
Max
this year,
Christie.
like that's surpassing expectations because he was drafted
Max
46
Christie.
overall. Like if you average 12 points per game as a 46 overall pick, like that's a good season. But like you can't talk him up like he's supposed to do 12 points a game. And
Yeah.
like you can't talk him up like he's gonna have the ability to even do that with the minutes he's gonna get. Like I said, he's behind everyone on that roster, and like that's not a very good roster.
Let's say Brunson leaves. What's their guard lineup looking like? They have Luka and Dinwiddie, and then THJ, and
Dorian Finney-Smith
he's not a guard.
and Bullock, Josh Green.
Yeah.
Josh Green was getting a lot of minutes. Frank Ntilikina was even getting some minutes.
They put him in to
Playoffs.
guard Curry.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Curry
I think
stopper.
I think Jaden Hardy's a good player, but I think it's going to be Dallas is just a tough place to grow at. Obviously, Jalen Brunson did it, but Jalen Brunson really, would you say before this season was really having a good career? Like, not really.
He's yeah.
For what they were asking him to do, I would say, yeah.
Like
He just came into his own.
his rookie season as a
True.
22-year-old, because he was a 4-year player at Villanova. He was
Fuck
a rookie at
Villanova.
22. He played 22 minutes a
Facts.
game, 38 starts, 73 total games, and he averaged 9 points a game on 46% shooting. The next season, he played less games, 57 games, 16 starts, 8 points a game. And then 2 years ago, 68 games, 12 starts, 13 points a game. That's when he started to break out. And then obviously last year, if you had to guess how many points per game he averaged last year, how many would you guess?
15.
Yeah, 16.
16.
16
But
points.
but again, like these are all you're talking about.
Improvements.
You're
It's
talking about
improving.
improvements, but also you're talking
he's
about a
already
guy who's
25.
in a very specific situation. And already 25, yeah, that's whatever. But you're talking about a guy who
That's a prime.
won at every level of his career so far, except for the NBA, obviously, and
That's one level. College.
high
Who gives a
school,
shit about
college.
High school doesn't
A
count.
lot when it comes down to it, if you are winning all 4 years or 3 years of high school, and then you win
4 years of college.
But it still took him
Man.
4 years to fully develop into an NBA player after getting those 4 years in college and winning in high school. I'm not like that might be more of a knock on Dallas's ability to develop young talent, but that's also not a great spot for Jaden Hardy to potentially be. Like Luka was in his prime the second he started dribbling a basketball for Dallas. So like, and you need to build a team around him now or else he's going to leave or want to leave. We see it with all superstars. Even LeBron James left his home team who drafted him. Like we see it with everyone. They all eventually either want to leave or will leave. And that's Jaden Hardy's not going to cut it. Like obviously Christian Wood's a good player, but we'll see what happens with that. But like Jaden Hardy's not Jesus coming to save Luka Doncic and the Mavs.
I agree.
No one said
I
that.
don't think. Yeah,
I-
I don't
I
think I was
know.
arguing that. It's a good.
That-
It's a.
I think
step
it's a
in the
good
right
overhyping the
direction.
pick. I think you're overhyping the pick a little bit.
I'm hope
I think
I'm
he's a
saying
better
it
pick
was-
than Max Christie or Caleb.
I'm
Houston or, like,
saying
all those
it's
guys.
better than doing
Isaiah
nothing, which is what a lot of franchises do. That's it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
I didn't say it
to
was some
get him,
genius
I-
move
I-
to move
I-
in and grab him.
if you have someone you want in the second round and you don't trade cash and a second round pick to get him, you are failing as a general manager.
Yet so many do.
But
All
that
right.
might
So I
not.
don't know what
there
you're-
might not be
yeah,
a
what's
guy
the
they
se-
like.
Anyways,
What's the next team on your little list over there?
It's a step in the right direction.
next team is the Warriors. Big pickups for them in the sense of like,
Some young guys.
again, if you can do it, and they did, and I think they hit on at least one of them with Patrick Baldwin Jr. I think, I don't know about you guys, but I think he's gonna eventually turn out to be a very competent, at the least, role player.
Yeah. Mindy, you can go.
I mean, I don't know too much about him, but I watched his highlights on draft night and he looks like a stud. And obviously we know what the Warriors are doing in their draft room is working. So they'll
You-
both be good.
He might play this year. I mean,
Yeah.
Jordan Poole stash. Like you got to look at their team and like the Warriors have to hit on these draft picks. That's why they're taking them. Obviously, they don't need to make an immediate impact right now, but like you've had hit on guys like Jordan Poole, Kuminga and Moody have shown flashes. Looney, Gary Payton as an undrafted free agent, Damian Lee, JTA, obviously Clay and Steph and Draymond. But like you look at their team and their guaranteed contracts for next year are very minimal in amount of people, and it's Curry, Clay, Wiggins, Draymond, Wiseman, Kuminga, Poole, and Moody. So like obviously all those guys can play, but that means Looney, Iguodala, Porter, Bielitsa, Gary Payton, Damian Lee, JTA are all free agents. Some of them restricted,
Damn.
obviously, but that's a lot of people. And their current payroll for the guys who I named earlier is $171 million. So obviously they're a luxury tax team already. So you got a guy like Patrick Baldwin, like he might be replacing Otto Porter in the rotation already as a young person. So
Yeah.
That would
I
be
definitely
interesting.
Agree.
That would be
Yeah.
dope
Yeah.
if they just converted to Dre, Clay, and Steph, and then a bunch of young guys around them, around their starting lineup. That'd be awesome. Who would be their
Yeah.
six man? Who would be
Huh?
their six? Who would be their six man? No, seventh man.
I just
After
blanked
Poole.
for who? After Poole.
Moody.
Training camp. We gotta wait for training camp. Because I
Summer
feel
league.
like we could really easily see like a Jonathan Kuminga like make a huge jump in training camp and
The bucket.
yeah, and just be
I
like,
can't
oh,
wait
now
for summer
he's-
league. By the way,
Now
Cannot
he's
wait.
second
Yeah.
off the bench or whatever. Something
Love summer league.
Yeah.
basketball. Can't wait for
Some
basketball.
Pistons summer league is always must watch. Picking up Cam McGusty and Charlie Moore. Shouts out the Hurricanes. They're gonna be must watch.
All right, so we've got
Right, guys.
we've been let's
Wait, wait,
moving on.
wait.
Go Canes.
Let me quickly get my Patrick Baldwin in because you guys cut me off. My
Yeah.
brother would be pissed if I didn't say this. So, Golden State stole Patrick Baldwin because this dude was a 5-star coming out of high school, had offers from everywhere, and he only went to Milwaukee because his dad coaches there. And that's a low D1. So nobody really saw like film from him this year. And we knew he could be like this. So shouts out to the Warriors. He was my brother would be pissed because he was supposed to go to Wisconsin and he went to Milwaukee instead. So
I think I remember you talking about that when
yeah,
he was
5-star.
deciding.
He was a
Yeah.
bucket in high school. He was a bucket.
Yeah,
So-
I
But
remember
then,
him
you
now.
know, it's
It's
what
just a
happens when you
steal,
go to a
but-
low competition, you
Yeah.
know. You
We
just
can
get
move on.
you get underrated. But we'll try to move a little bit faster. We apologize. Let me try not to pick the top ones first. The Spurs grabbing Jeremy Sochan, Malachi Branham, Blake Wesley. Good picks from them. I feel like
Very good
maybe
picks.
there's a little bit of overlapping with Malachi Branham. Not so much with Jeremy Sochan. I think he fills that 4 role pretty well. But Malachi Branham, I mean, Lonnie Walker,
That was exactly what I was
Uh,
thinking.
literally just like I could see them never touching the floor together ever because Greg Popovich would just immediately go, you two are giving us the exact same thing on the floor. Like you would give us the exact same output.
It's not
in
gonna be
my
up to
opinion.
Pop for much longer.
Not
Not that he's gonna die, but he's gonna retire.
No one thought that. No one was thinking that.
I mean, he
No
is
one
old.
was thinking that.
He's still
who
on
am I
one.
who am I forgetting that they just dropped? Devin Vassell is a 2. You've got DeJounte, you've got Trey Jones, you get the point. Oh wait, and what's his face?
They got the Alabama
young
kid.
kid from he's 18 years old or whatever.
Yeah,
Josh Primo.
Alabama.
You've got
Shouts
so
out.
many guards
Shouts
and a
out Nate
lot of
Oates.
like combo guards. So adding a Malachi Branham, you guys have any?
They got a lot of different guys down there. They'll figure it out eventually. They're just probably picking best available or something. They didn't trade. for
Jeremy
that one.
Sochan was not best available, by the way.
That's
Although
true.
he
That's true.
he is a
No.
good pick. He just wasn't.
Yeah,
best
no,
available.
you're right about that one. But I was talking about Branham.
Facts. That was definitely best available. Pelicans. I can you really say anything that they do at this point with their franchise is wrong unless something changes with this roster? Like Dyson Daniels, great pick. I mean, as much as I was saying he's not, you know, a top 5 or whatever, like he's still an excellent prospect. Anybody who
It works.
thinks that Dyson is going to be bench point guard day 1 for the Pelicans?
As in the backup to Herb.
I
Wait,
think
Point guard?
Wait, what?
Dyson
Backup
is
point guard?
so overrated.
Ooh,
Ooh, Herb?
please continue. Please
Wait,
continue,
what,
David.
Mindy? And also,
Herb's-
We're brushing over that.
yeah, we're gonna brush over that. Duve, go ahead. Talk your shit.
I do not like Dyson. I do not like EJ Liddell. Everybody who's giving them A+ grades are just gonna be so sad when those guys suck come summer league, come training camp, anything. Like they are not it. I promise.
Busts. You're calling them busts.
Clip it.
Day one.
Just like Shoop said,
Day
clip
1
this.
right
Day-
now.
I said it before the draft. I didn't like either of them. I
Nothing.
do not. No, like I honestly.
I don't like EJ
Dyson-
Liddell.
EJ Liddell is
EJ
just a
I hate
small
EJ
guy.
Liddell.
Like he's so bad. He can
He's
shoot.
not
I'll
good
give
at
him that. But
He's got a
that's
strap.
I don't like either of them, and I don't see success coming from it. I see
Okay.
like some Kevin Knox situations going down.
Wow.
Sorry, have to.
That was hey. Kevin
don't shy
Knox
away
at one
from
point during the
opinions.
playoffs was a leading scorer, okay, for his team. All right.
I do remember that.
All right. So don't talk down on Kevin Knox's
lights out off the
successful
bench.
career. Moving on. You got the Pacers
Let's
getting
get like choose like 2 or 3 more like
well,
tops.
we haven't even done the top ones. All right.
Well, we're already at 50 minutes, so
people can sit here and listen for 10, 15 more minutes for us to
Well,
just
that's what I'm
cover
saying.
6 more
Like,
teams.
okay, do you have 6 teams? Like is
It's the Rockets,
we've only
the
done
Pacers, the
16.
Thunder,
you said you
the
wanted to cover
Blazers,
all
and the
30.
Kings. I didn't say I wanted to cover all 30. I said I wanted to cover all the ones that had significant picks.
Okay, fine.
I like
And
the
that's all we've
Rockets.
done.
Can we do
Alright.
the Rockets?
We can do the Rockets. Yeah, let's do the Rockets. Jabari Smith, what y'all think?
Ty.
Tari.
They got some snags. They got some absolute snags.
Yeah, I don't see Jabari fitting completely. Like,
So
I
now
don't
you're
know.
gonna oh,
No, I just said I
wow.
like it. I want to
That's
talk about
crazy. Remember pre-draft when I said that and y'all all jumped on me talking about
I still think he
No,
fits.
You
whatever
thought
the fuck.
But
what?
that's
What did you
that's
think? They
fuck
weren't
y'all.
gonna pick him?
it. But
Yeah,
I really like
that's what the
Ty.
discussion was.
That's
Shouts
not
out.
what the discussion was.
That's all the
Yes,
discussion.
it was.
Y'all did not understand what I was saying then.
We understood what you were saying.
The fact of the matter with the Rockets is if John Wall is still on their roster, they're going to be failing as a franchise. Doesn't matter what they're doing in the draft. If John Wall is on their roster, doesn't matter if he's in Topeka, Kansas, Malibu, California, or Houston, Texas. If he is a contracted player for the Houston Rockets, they're failing as a franchise.
Did we
Or-
drop the breaking news?
What breaking news?
Oh no, we were
See ya 11. Peace out 11.
we're just moving. Okay.
All right,
I
next
get
team.
it. Yeah.
Oh, wait. We can't just say that and not say the news.
well, because you just brought it up in the middle of the go ahead. Go ahead.
Kyrie is staying. Picked up the option. Keep going.
This might be the least listened to episode of all time.
Just
Why?
because
Alright.
of that. Just because of that.
No, just because it's so all right. The Thunder, Chet Holmgren, Ousmane Dieng, and then the two Jalen's. What are we thinking? Are the Thunder perpetually going to be picking 5th or
I love Chet Holmgren. I
Slim Towers.
thought he should have gone number 1, honestly. I think he was the number 1
bold.
prospect in the draft.
I like
think
Ousmane Dieng.
I think Chet Holmgren is different than a lot of these other tall, lanky bull types that have come out in recent years. I think he wants it. I think think he's willing to work for it. I think the Thunder, we'll see what happens with them. They've been shitty, but so have the Pistons, and everyone's expecting big things out of them. Maybe
So
not
what
right
are
away,
your what are your thoughts on the baby Giannis comparison? Do you think he can get that big?
no. It's if Porzingis and Antetokounmpo had a baby together. That's what the
Sure.
comparison was.
I'm all
That's
for it.
hilarious.
That's what the cop was. You said you're all for it. I
Yeah,
mean,
put in the
obviously,
work.
that's literally the greatest
That's what-
player
if
of
you
all
want to
time.
strive for that? Go ahead.
A 7-foot shooting,
If he gets
mobile,
big,
big.
if Chet gets big,
He's a
like
young man.
strong.
I was
Yeah.
watching. I need you guys to clarify this for me. Because you obviously in the moment we're watching more college basketball. Like I can pick things up from rewatching games.
Chet was
but
the
like
best college player this year.
that, but also like
Paolo.
when you guys watch him,
Jabari.
what
I
are
don't
the
like
weaknesses
Gonzaga.
that you see? Because when I read articles and stuff, all I see is, oh, he's skinny.
The issue with Chet,
Is that his only hole
Yeah,
in his game?
the issue with Chet was that he played in the West Coast League, so he's not
He didn't
necessarily
play shit.
he didn't play anyone. But when he did play
against
people,
St.
like
Mary's.
when Gonzaga did play people, he didn't show up. At least in the tournament, he did not have the best tournament. He got into foul trouble, and
They
when
were
he got into foul
carried by Drew
trouble,
Timmy.
he started he gave up.
The handlebar mustache.
But to be fair, he's a young Timmy had been there before. Timmy stepped up
Yeah.
and led them. Nemhard, so Chet against bigger centers will always struggle, but that's where you can also take advantage on the other end. So it's a give and take, and I think he
100%.
will bulk up. And being skinny is one of the biggest drawbacks he had against those bigger centers. And I think he will bulk up and he'll get better against them.
But that's it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, he's a
'cause
good
every time-
player.
I mean, like I watch him and I'm like, is this really like is this actually what we're getting? I don't know. But
NBA is a different level, but we'll see.
so you're saying Thunder playing
I didn't say that.
and
Did I
then
say that?
finals
Oh, no.
all the way to the finals.
said
That's what
that?
that's what you're saying, Shub?
I never said that.
Okay.
Dick.
Miami Heat, real quick hit on Jovic, Nikola Jovic.
Nuggets should have drafted him at 20.
I don't even know what
Nuggets should have drafted him.
facts.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a great. That's a great. Yep. Kings, thank you for giving
Thank
us
you.
Jaden Ivey.
Yep, idiots.
Idiot. This is idiots, but at the same time, like I also wouldn't draft someone who didn't want to play for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that either. And I
I would
don't
have
know
traded
if I
the
would-
pick
Yeah, I would
for
have traded
someone
the
who wanted
pick.
Jaden.
Right. But
Something I didn't bring up last week. Do we think Weaver played any role in the fact that Sacramento didn't get Ivy's workout and medicals?
That's on.
Or did
Jaden
Weaver
Ivey.
or did Jaden Ivy come in and say, I'm not giving them shit. I want to play here.
Jaden Ivey went in there and said, "I'm not playing for you." And at the end of the day, like,
Okay, let's
it's
not frame
such a
like that. He
risky-
did it. He did it
Yes, he
politely. He
did.
did it politely. He did it politely.
There's no polite way to do it.
Okay, but it's happened time. It's not the first time this happened. And out of the,
Eli
times that
Manning.
it's happened, he did it in a courteous way for, saying fuck you.
But in the same note, I think Sacramento's also win now in the worst type of way.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So they
picked- for-
but
but, like,
if you-
If you think about it, for what they're doing, this is a great pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Great pick. Yeah, I mean, I think besides the Pistons, which we obviously have covered separately, I don't know. I mean, overall thoughts from the draft. Like, did you guys really did this feel like drafts of the past? Like, did this feel like
Yes.
even last year's draft? I know we had number
Yeah.
one, obviously,
This was
but
this was a crazy draft.
It was a
you
good
guys
draft.
had a good time.
Great draft.
You guys had a good time.
Um,
Good. Good to
Had a
hear.
great
It
time.
was a great
Every
draft.
every team who passed on Ryan Terrell, every team, you're missing out on the next coming of the Jewish Jordan. Just
Pistons
saying.
signed Buddy Bayheim.
and the Miami boys. No one acknowledged that earlier.
I
Cam
didn't see
McGusty,
it.
Charlie Moore,
Shouts out McGusty. Jacuzzi will like that.
Sharif
loves
O'Neal with the
McGusty.
Lakers, Sharif O'Neal and Scottie Pippen Jr. with the Lakers as well. They'll be a fun summer league team.
Johnny
Reeve.
Juzang to the Jazz.
I like a Johnny Juzang a lot. Underrated
Yeah.
player.
Very.
Is it
Caleb
tomorrow?
Houston.
Wait, is it Tuesday? Yeah, it's tomorrow, right? Is it
What?
Wednesday? Wednesday's free agency.
Thursday at 3:00
Thursday.
Pacific time, 6:00 Eastern time.
All right.
So teams have until Tuesday.
The minute my
to,
flight takes off.
So this is early free agency. This is the the moratorium.
Well,
The
I'm
moratorium.
just reminding you guys
Shouts out
that
my league.
no. It's not that. I'm reminding you that teams have until Tuesday to pick
Player
up their
options.
options, pick up their
So
team
tomorrow?
team options
No.
tomorrow.
I
Yep.
thought that was Thursday at 6. They had to pick them up.
No, I think it's tomorrow.
All right.
Options have
Team
to be picked
options are
up.
tomorrow. That's the order of
before.
it in my
Oh
gym.
yeah, facts. It is. It is.
It is, but it's also like not.
In real life.
It's
I guess.
but it doesn't go consecutively like that in
guess.
real, in the real world. It doesn't go,
It does. 2K doesn't lie.
Are you calling them a liar?
Not
him
calling you a
truther.
truther.
Shouts out Josh Nichols.
No free promo.
No, shouts out
started
Josh
it.
Nichols.
You were the one
Shouts
who
out
started it.
Nichols.
You prompted the.
Nichols.
Oh, that's good.
All right.
I don't know.
Dove, may I take back the hosting duties to
Oh,
close
yeah.
out this
You
show?
had it. You had it the whole time.
No, I did not. No, I
You
did not.
relinquished the reins.
You
I
were
gave it to
dreaming.
you.
You were dreaming.
No,
It's a what's that one show where they're all lost?
What?
The show Lost, I think he's talking about.
Where they're all lost.
Yeah.
Oh, good one, Dove. I almost fell out of my chair laughing at that one. Not. All right. Let's so we'll be back. Free agency is coming up soon. We'll be back to break down. If there's any urgent news, we will be back.
Wait, let me
100%.
let me
Yeah,
say
what you?
something real
Yeah,
fast.
yeah, of course.
Shouts out to my mom. She's listening. We appreciate you.
She's listening from the other room. She couldn't even wait for it to be uploaded.
Exactly. We just need all the support we can get, guys.
Yeah. So any big free agency news, we'll be back instantly, and we'll be back to break down even the minor of news. But before we go, Jack,
Jingles to the Pistons.
that's your prediction, or that's
It's
what
not
you
a
want?
prediction, it's a want.
Okay.
Oh, I was like, you said it's not a prediction. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. And Dove, last words before we depart this episode. All right, thank you. Just joking. I'm just joking.
That's
I
what
don't,
a
I
real
don't,
host
don't have any. I
does.
don't have any words. Follow
Jokes.
Hustle and Hoops on all the
Yeah.
platforms. We're gonna start posting TikToks soon, hopefully.
Yeah,
If I can
Doug
figure it
will
out.
be dancing with his new cat.
If we get to
I'm
1,000
gonna
followers,
post the
Doug will be
first-
dancing.
Yes.
If we get to 1,000 followers, I will go to Duville's house and slap him like
No.
No. We
No.
do not condone that.
We don't condone any
Doug
of
will
that.
be
violence.
Oh, no, we
dancing with
can't
his
do that.
cat.
I'll be
That's what
dancing with my
Doug will
cat
be
then.
making a
1,000
TikTok
followers.
dancing
League pass.
when we hit
That's what I'll be
1,000
doing.
followers. So
That's what I'll be doing.
even though we haven't posted yet, may as well just start following now.
Start
so we get
following
to see
now.
Doug
Start
If
do
you
the
pre-following.
want to
dance.
see the dance,
At Hustle and
Pre-follow for the
Hoops.
content.
At Hustle and Hoops, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Hustle and Hoops, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, 5 stars.
Even a website. There's one out there.
Yeah, hustleandhoops.com. Some great articles about the 2021 draft class.
Draft class.
And it's hustle and
Yeah.
hoops, not hustle and hoops.
Yeah, hustle the
Yeah.
letter N hoops. Hustling. We're hustling and hoops. All
Or
right.
hu- No.
we're hustling.
All right.
I just watched Hustle the other day, by the way.
Yeah, shouts
Oh,
out-
yeah,
shouts
wait,
out
wait,
to
wait.
Poku.
Shouts
Let's
out
do,
the
let's do an
cruise
after
missile.
show. Why don't we do it? Let's do a short after show.
Talk
5,
about
10-minute
Hustle.
after show.
Hustle was a
Yeah,
great
talk about
movie.
Hustle.
Shouts
I mean,
out Alex
what'd you think,
Abranes.
Minden? We've been trying to get you to watch it. What'd you think?
I just haven't had the time until now. It was
Well,
good.
yeah, I'm
it was
not-
lit.
I'm calling you
Juancho,
out.
Juancho Hernan-Gomez is one of the
Juancho
most
was-
loved player
Yeah.
in the NBA this year.
facts.
And that's not a hot take.
The cruise missile. Just wait. Just wait. You'll
The
see
cruise
posters
missile.
of little kids like I traveled 5,000 miles to see the cruise missile.
And Luka Doncic is the worst actor of all time. Even though he had
Facts.
one line, his line was so poorly delivered. I literally almost fell out of my bed laughing.
And who are all the other Allen Iverson and
Ooh,
all
they
the
were like
other people
60.
that got
Dr.
like
Boban?
J was there.
Yeah,
Boban is
Boban-
lit.
22.
Boban
Boban
got to
was
show off
lit.
his ball handling skills.
facts.
The famous My
Gordon.
Team card.
And,
No,
uh,
I'm just talking
Kermit-
about like the people that popped in for the little
for the
little
videos.
videos.
Yeah. Dirk on FaceTime was funny.
Yeah.
Shouts out Dirk. He let me
Said
get
I
a
never
chip
know.
in
I've never
2K.
known this man.
And the 2K Sims, Dirk led me to the chip.
Yeah, Adam Sandler is a whole good job. That was, I mean, in adulthood, I've not liked him that much, but
No, it's because he just makes money now. Netflix is a terrible place to make good movies, and he figured he made a good one.
Uncut Gems is one of the worst movies of all time.
I've never seen it, but I
It's
feel like
terrible.
a lot of people would disagree with you on that.
We
I'm
won't
glad.
get into that.
I'd be
Uncut
happy.
pretty decent.
But the other show that I wanted to quickly tap on because we all love it, Kenobi.
Oh, love.
Because we were gonna talk about it
Oh.
before, but we didn't get into it. We
Gas.
can do it quickly.
We're not doing a
Yes.
full Kenobi discussion.
We
right
don't
now.
have
I
to
ain't
do
never
a
seen it.
full- We can do a 5 second and then just
It's a must watch. If you're still
Getting
listening in
comfortable.
the after show, you need to watch.
it's
That's all I gotta say.
don't get your expectations super high. It's a Disney- Yeah, you were. I knew you were not about to
Darth
do that.
Maul.
Yeah,
Um,
we know.
Dark Maul.
Oh my god.
Don't expect something insane like Sopranos level, but it's still very.
What?
I mean, like writing.
Sorry,
Sorry,
free
writing.
promo.
I should
We're
have.
done. We're done. We're
It's
done.
Dog.
I should have been specific. I should have
Sopranos.
been specific. I should have been specific. I meant writing wise.
all
Alright.
episode we said Shub was on one, but it's Doug on
It's-
one.
You just
I'm
compared
always on
Kenobi
one
to
though, but that's the
Sopranos.
thing. I didn't compare it. I said it just don't
You
expect
literally
it to have
did.
good writing, and I
If
just
you're
picked like one of the
gonna-
best
You said-
shows that I could.
I don't
think
know if
of.
you're familiar with similes, but similes are comparing things using the words like or
Like and
as.
It's
And you said
been a
"Don't
minute since
expect
I
it to
heard the
be
word simile.
like Sopranos. So therefore, it's a simile, and similes are used to compare things.
All right.
That's
But
your
I'm
lesson.
They
comparing
come
them
for
in
basketball
this-
talk, not for simile
One last
definition.
show. Shouts out The Boys. Has anyone else
I gotta
seen
watch it.
The
I
Boys?
gotta watch it.
Season 3 is oof.
I gotta
And
watch it.
The episode that
Blindness.
came out on Friday.
Guys.
Best
Oh, I haven't seen
uh,
it yet. I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen
best
any of them.
episode.
I gotta watch
best
them all.
episode I've ever seen of
The whole
any
show.
TV show.
Of anything.
No, probably not Game of Thrones, but
Fuck
That's-
Thrones.
Mid.
obviously the whole
All right.
show.
Yeah, Minden.
Well,
Minden
I'm
is a
talking
Game of
about
Thrones fan.
specific episodes of a TV show, not the entire thing.
People got places to be. Let's wrap up this after
So they
show.
could click off. I don't know why you're
Well,
always.
I
saying
have places to
that.
be.
All right, so
idiot.
say that then. So then, like, subscribe, comment,
I already did all that.
and do
Download.
it again. All right.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching. Please bear with us. We're getting better. We're getting better every day. And we'll see you next time.
Just having fun.
Peace.